He's taken inside the house, and he's about to take a seat.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Whoa, for real?
Yes.
Nylon cover 5 minutes.
Oh, you thought it was over. You thought Chris Hansen could stay away? You think he likes talking about the opioid epidemic and kidnappings in suburban neighborhoods? Because he does. He totally does. He's a journalist. He's supposed to care about that shit, actually. Honestly, I think at this point, Chris hates being typecasted as the Predator guy. I feel like Hansen vs. Predator was a fun walk down memory lane, but overall kind of a bust. They didn't even air the last episode, and some of the guys got off pretty easy. However, I think it's safe to say that a lot of us kind of just assumed that, you know, this was all over. But then, a wild tweet appears. Tomorrow on #CrimeWatchDaily, we are along on the hunt for predators in Georgia. #WeAreWatching. Predator investigation? Watch Wednesday on #CrimeWatchDaily, details to come. Finally, cue the intro.
When the pedos come a-knocking, there's only two men who can stop them.
Wait, what is this? Behind the scenes? What, Chris? What is this? Yes, it appears that we have been duped. Yet again, this is not Hansen vs. Predator. This is not To Catch a Predator. This is Chris takes a house tour and then whispers with a meth head for 3 minutes. I mean, it's the same idea. They're catching online child predators. But in this thing, the guy gets arrested first and then Chris tries to talk to him. And that formula doesn't work. I mean, the only reason that the majority of the guys talk is because 1, they don't know they're being recorded, and 2, they don't know what the hell's going on. They don't even know who Chris is. So once you take those 2 elements away, letting the person know right off the bat that the police are involved, the interview will not work. And you see it happen here. And I do want to clarify that this has nothing to do with Hansen vs. Predator. They're not going about it a different way. This isn't Chris's investigation. This is a sheriff's setup sting, and Chris is just there. This is a 2-part series so far on Crime Watch Daily's channel. Funny enough, these 2 videos are receiving significantly less views than their regular content. I'd assume because nobody likes getting cucked, Chris. Let's start with the first part of the video. They describe the setup of the sting. Considering this sting is supposed to be more effective than entertaining, they do not fuck around. They got cameras, cops, a hidden spike strip just in case the predator tries to flee. Even more interesting, they actually care about the realistic presentation of the house. Because if some of you remember, I mentioned in a past chronicle,
Cameraman, please.
I'm really curious to what spooked the guy. Maybe the house was too clean. Think about it. They never muddy up the sting house to make it look like people live there, and these cops did exactly that. They took a truck and got it dirty. They built a clothesline, stained the wood, they muddied the front porch, made it look homey, and they even...
So it looks like the grandmother really lives here.
Absolutely. From the potting soil to the chairs, even the ashtray with lipstick.
So you can have lipstick on the cigarette butts.
Lipstick on the cigarette butts just to make it look realistic.
Now you're just having fun. Somebody definitely stole some overtime working on that one. In all seriousness, I do dig the approach. I mean, I do find it a bit pointless considering the guy doesn't even make it 12 seconds out of his vehicle before he's arrested.
Sheriff's office, put your hands up!
Also, the fact that he arrives at night where he can't even notice all the dumb shit you did. And I will admit that I am nitpicking, but it does get worse. One of the deputies set up a hunting blind hidden by practically nothing to keep an eye on the operation just in case one of the guys tries running. He looks at the camera and throws us a thumbs up, letting us know he's got it covered. But apparently that's not enough. They have another line of defense.
What happens if the guy bolts into the woods?
One of the deputies had the brilliant idea to install a game call down in the
Game
woods.
call.
Game call.
Which is what?
It is a remote activated sound box that puts off different sounds of different animals.
Show me.
All right. So if he does run that way, he now believes that he may be running into a pack of coyotes.
Pack of coyotes.
I would stop.
Genius.
Brilliant idea.
Game call. Game call.
So you're telling me that the hidden deputy isn't enough. The trained officer with an assault rifle and a stealthy advantage is not enough. Listen, if you had set up another hunting blind with another deputy about like a mile into the woods as the next line of defense, I'd call you stupid. But when you set up Dolby Digital surround sound with royalty-free animal noises in the woods as a deterrent for predators running away, I no longer look to insult you, but instead fear for my safety. These are the people protecting us. day in and day out. And they referred to this idea as brilliant. Chris even validated it with a genius. Brilliant, genius. Words that describe Einstein, Bill Gates.
Game call.
You disguise the environment. You have a spike strip, and your last line of defense is a glorified speak and say?
He's making a run for it. Parker!
I thought the ghillie suit guy was the dumbest thing I've seen in the Sting. That is no longer true. Let's think about this. If I'm being chased by multiple cops who most likely have their weapons drawn, you think coyotes are gonna stop me? Who's your good boy? Huh? Who's your good boy? Coyotes are just bad dogs. So trust me when I say that I'm much more worried about the 9 pump-action shotguns aimed at my back. I mean, what happens if I keep running into the woods? What happens if I get past the coyotes? What's next? Corgis? Also, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't even know what coyotes sounded like. Is that what they sound like? It sounds like he's playing the sounds of the Amazon soundtrack. It just makes me think of toucans. I don't know why, but it does. And this may come as a shock, but toucans don't scare me. I will beat the living shit out of a toucan. I wonder what the other options on the remote are.
Sheriff's office, put your hands up!
He's 39 years old from Centerville, Alabama. He claims he's a full-time caretaker for his mom. He likes fish.
What are you, a gay fish?
Now this woman is the one contacting the predator, speaking to him on the phone and whatnot.
Investigator Heather Murray takes on the role of the 14-year-old they've named Callie.
What made you get into this?
You, Chris Hansen, you were like so awesome.
You get that? Now make sure that makes a cut.
Really, you know.
Yeah, don't worry, we got a shot, thank you. Lattes. Who can give me a latte? Are you busy? This very nice woman delivers an Oscar-worthy performance over the phone, and we find out Derek, the alleged predator, wants to get a little freaky. You see, Derek wants to spank the decoy. You know, not a little regular old, he wants to use paddles and other tools alike, claiming that he will not take it easy and that she will definitely bruise. So I just want to clarify, these aren't little love taps. Derek wants to be back there like Barry Bondage, like Spank Aaron, Babe Ruthless, Albert Kulos, Fanny Ramirez. Aye, Rod.
I got your Dr. Pepper. That is part of what I did while I was.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. Super crazy. Wow. That's gonna be the end of the first part. If you were entertained for that first part, that was me. I just want to clarify, I was the one entertaining you. If you were to watch that video on your own, it would be a very different experience. Part 2, the part that everybody loves. Chris Hansen has the predator take a seat. And it's somehow debatably worse than the first part. They start with this dramatic, the predator is lost.
I don't know where I am.
He's lost.
But he's not. He literally just calls the decoy to clarify whether he turns left or right. And then he arrives. He pulls up, gets out of the car, then the deputies swarm him.
No jeggings for him tonight.
And they arrest him, and that's it. He doesn't run, he doesn't fight back, he doesn't care. So they take him into the house, and then that's when Chris comes in. And Crime Watch Daily advertised this clip for this segment.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Whoa, for real?
And that really does happen, but it is not an accurate preface of the interview at all, because the majority of the interview is actually like this.
Who are you going to meet?
This part is kind of funny though.
I love grabbing, pinching, spanking. I love to give girls what they need. What do girls need, in your opinion, Brad? This is your chance, Brad.
So what?
Now that is a great question. I'm not gonna be your puppet for ratings. Fuck off. And whether or not those were actually your intentions, Derek, I do respect you for not falling for Chris Hansen's trickery. But that does not stop the fact that you look like Brett Favre and Ben Roethlisberger had a love child, who was later pummeled by multiple interceptions. Later in the interview, they just give Chris evidence to tamper with. The situation does kind of take a darker turn because they show Derek this piece of hair that they found in his trunk, but they also find random what looks like the school pictures of girls in his wallet, which is pretty damn terrifying on its own. I know it's blurry, but they don't look like Google printouts. They look like he has actual copies of the school photos, like the one they give to parents, which begs the question of how he got them, why they're in his wallet, is he associated with any schools? If you leave it all up to the imagination, you can envision something much more horrible happening here. So even though I joke and criticize, I am happy to hear that this guy can be facing up to 40 years in prison if he is convicted on all counts. Also, they found a copy of the movie Secretary in his seat. I didn't know what the movie was, so I went to go Google it and quickly realized why he had it.
Dear Mr. Garvey, I'm grateful to you for referring...
And that's literally it. There was 2 more guys arrested in that sting, I believe. Whether or not that'll be covered, but I do have some closing thoughts. I think it was really stupid that Crime Watch Daily named these videos behind the scenes. I get these videos don't really have a lot going for them, but I think that can definitely account for the low views. I mean, I don't see the problem with just lying and hyping it up. That's what you do when you're editing constantly. You hype up nothing, so I don't see a problem doing it in the title and thumbnail. I guess, you know, do you. But aside from all that, I do want to thank you guys for the continued support throughout this YouTube journey of mine. I don't say it enough. Thank you. I hope you trust me when I say that I do want to give you guys more content. I want to keep getting better, and I am here to take over the game. You know, as a great man once said, scared money don't make money. Anyways, please like the video because it is the easiest and best way to support me. Subscribe because I have more content coming your way. Shout out to my new patrons for the one time. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the people copping merch. I appreciate you guys as well. And as always, I am Mr. Gigi, and I am out.
What made you get into this?
You, Chris Hansen, you were like so awesome.
Get that? Make sure that makes a cut. Huh?
Really,
Yeah, okay, yeah, we got it. You guys got it cured? Cause, need coffee. I'm getting tired of your shit. Yeah. I'm just kidding.